Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Sandy Adams, and I'm your host for our exciting new series, Community Spotlights, produced by the Mckenzian banner. Today's presenting sponsor is Tri-County Publishing, located in McKenzie. Tri-County Publishing is the place to get all of your customizable business products, and yes, even those for your personal use. Today, I am so excited to talk with Cheryl Ward, the Chief Operating Officer at Old Hickory Clay Company, headquartered in Mayfield, Kentucky. Cheryl grew up around the clay industry and after college worked her way up to the position that she holds today. So without a further delay, let's welcome our guest, Cheryl Ward.
Hi, Sandy.
Hi, Cheryl. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
I'm so excited. You know, we've talked a little bit this week, but I'm really excited to delve into everything about Old Hickory Clay and also your rise to where you are today, which I think is extremely impressive. So let's start off telling us a little bit about what Old Hickory Clay Company is, where you're located, and how old the company is, a little bit of the history.
Okay. Our company was founded in 1918, so we've already celebrated our 100th year just recently. We are headquartered, as you stated earlier, in Mayfield, Kentucky. We have a plant in Gleason, Tennessee, one in McIntyre, Georgia, and a mining operation in Hernando, Mississippi. We, a few years ago, 6 or 7 years ago, we acquired one of our competitors and became Gleason Clay Company. So we have that location in Gleason, Tennessee as well. So we manage and operate two different companies in Gleason. We sell mainly into the ceramic tile industry, the greenware industry, bathroom, toiletries, fixtures, commodes, sinks, tubs. We go into pottery as well, of course. That's always the first thing that everybody thinks about with clay is pottery. And so we do sell into that, but it's not near the industry for us that the ceramic tile or bathroom fixtures are. We also go into the asphalt sealers for blacktop over the road. It's very seasonal, but it makes our business expand greatly from early spring to late fall. So,
okay. And how did Old Hickory come up with its name?
We came up with, or I didn't, that was a little bit before my time, but Old Hickory came up with the name as, of course, from Andrew Jackson being the Old Hickory logo there, meaning the hard work, the strong leadership, determination, perseverance, being willing to work hard and come together as a group to tackle whatever might lie in front of you, whatever it takes to get the job done. And so the logo is for that and named for the Andrew Jackson.
So it's a family-run business, correct? How many generations?
We're in 4th generation.
That is really amazing. There's not that many companies, I think, around today that have lasted that long and especially been a family business.
That's right. It's very difficult to carry on a family business for 4 generations. There's just not many of them around, but that's where we are and going strong.
So let's talk about what type of clay do you sell? Because I think when people think of clay, they just think clay. They don't necessarily think into the different types of clay and where they're found. So what kind of clay do you guys sell?
Our clays are referred to as ball clays. And they're found in the Mississippi and Bayman area, which includes Mississippi, Tennessee, and Kentucky, basically. The ball clay name came from when it was mined years ago. Our clay is what we call plastic. It wants to stick together. So when it was first being formed, it was mined and it would form a ball. It would try to curl up and form a ball, actually. So that's where it gets its name. We also have kaolin clays that are found in Georgia. We don't have those. They're a little more plastic. They're whiter clays in color. Our clays by nature are in the light gray, dark gray, beige, brown, and the kaolins are very white by nature, and they're a little bit cleaner, more plastic clays, and that's found in the Georgia area.
So how exactly is clay extracted? Are both the clays extracted the same way? And what is
Yes,
that process?
they are both extracted the same way, and we remove the overburden from the ground. We take it in, we excavate the dirt off, whether it's dirt, sand, rock, gravel, whatever it is on top. We do that with excavators, articulated trucks, dozers, and remove all of it. We pile it up, take it to a different spot, and bring it off that way. We only surface mine. Some people relate clay mining with going underground or coal mining, but that is not the case. Ours is strictly surface mining.
And are these two clays, are they located anywhere else in the world, or is it just the region in here in the
Just
Southeast?
this region. There are other clays in other countries around the world, but they are not the quality. They aren't the pure kalinitic type ball clays that we have here.
Okay. And you talked about your customers. So where are some of your customers located? Are they just Southeastern customers, or are they in the U.S. or international?
We're international. We have mainly in the U.S. A lot of our customers are in the Northeast of the South. They're scattered through the United States, but we ship a lot into Canada, Mexico. Then we ship into either South America, into Asia. So we're very international.
Okay. And we know that you have several locations, but how many people overall do you guys employ as a company?
Overall, we still consider ourselves a medium-sized company. So overall, we have a little over, it will vary sometime in the summer months, but where we employ a few more people because we get busier. But overall, we have roughly 120 employees.
And in the summer, I'm going to throw this question out there because I just thought about it. In the summer, do you ever need like high school workers or young workers to come and work part-time?
We hire part-time high school and college age people to help us in our production inside in the plants. We put a lot of our product into 50-pound bags, and so that's it's still done manually. Part of it's automated, but part of it's manual and with the forklift. So we definitely hire during the summer.
Okay, and with Gleason, the location in Gleason, would they be hiring for summer part-time work?
Yes, we've got we've made our hires, but yes, we try to have those lined up by March, April, something like that, to where we can bring on and know that we're set for when school gets out, to be able to be set to bring the extra help in.
Okay, that's good to know for all of the high school students out there and college students.
Absolutely.
That contact you guys. And so I'm just going to share really quickly. You can find out more about Old Hickory Clay at oldhickoryclay.com. They have a great video on there that talks about the history and also some really great old pictures. That is just fascinating. I'm a history buff, so I love that part of it. The one thing that we kind of talked about before we went live was COVID and exactly how or did COVID impact your operations at all this past year?
COVID did impact us. It had a small impact on us at our facilities, actually. We were very fortunate. We didn't have many people that actually got the virus. And so that didn't hurt us as far as us being able to get our work out. It impacted us more from being able to get trucks into us. Right. The rail had a delay. Some of our businesses actually shut down in other parts of the states. Right. In Mexico, it hurt a lot of us being able to ship. So we definitely lost some business, had some slow times, but it was more because of who we were supplying to rather than it affecting us actually in-house with our own employees. We had some, but it was not major for us.
Right. So just recently, they had the Evergreen container ship that was crossways in the Suez Canal. Did that impact you guys at all? I'm guessing for imports, it may have delayed.
For some of our exports that we're shipping out on barge, it definitely hurt that, and it affected rail with some of the containers coming back in. Our hopper cars have not been able to get where they needed to go sometimes because of the bottleneck there with the rail. So.
Yeah, that's my specialty is the container. I worked in that industry for about 15 years, so
Right.
very familiar.
Yeah.
Very familiar with that. Okay, guys, we're going to pause here for a commercial break. And when we get back, we're going to talk to Cheryl about her background and her job and how she got there. So now a word from our sponsor. Okay, welcome back. So Cheryl, let's talk about, you are the COO, which is the Chief Operating Officer for Old Hickory. What exactly is your job? What does your job entail exactly?
My job entails the daily duties, everything that goes on from our mining, stripping, trucking, our operations actually at the plants. So basically everything that goes on in a day's time, I oversee that. We have a lot of good plant managers, mine superintendents, office managers, lab people, logistics folks, salespeople. So all that kind of comes under my umbrella to check in and make sure that all that's functioning as smoothly as possible on a daily basis.
So we were talking before we went live. So you actually live in Mckenzian now.
I live in Mckenzian now.
So how often do you travel to Mayfield or to your other plants?
I'm in Gleason on a daily basis with us having 2 operations here. When I'm in Tennessee, I will try to get to Kentucky at least once a week, sometimes twice a week, depending on what we have going on there. I go to our Georgia location at least once a month, sometimes twice a month. And then I'm only at our Mississippi location with us not having a processing operation there and only a mining operation. I'm down there whenever we're mining, usually 3 or 4 times, once a quarter. We usually mine 3 or 4 times a year there. So,
okay. And now, where exactly did you grow up? For all of those out there wondering,
I grew up right here in Big Gleason, Tennessee. So, and very proud of Gleason.
So you grew up in Gleason. How did you get into the clay industry? Like, how did that come about? Because you worked your way up there from college.
Right. My father was in the clay industry. And so I was the firstborn and just kind of wanted to follow his footsteps, whatever he did. So I started hearing that at home, of course, like all parents talk about their work. So I heard that. And then I started working in between the summers in high school, even. I started helping him out, giving a hand in the office and the lab, would ride out to the mine sites with him, go down into the plant with him, and just grew up listening to it, living it daily, and learned to like it and enjoy it, and found that I was learning more and more about it without really even trying to, just being with it every day. And then when I started college, I knew I wanted to do business of some kind, but I didn't know exactly what. And there was an opportunity for me to come back to Old Hickory, and even though it's very much, at that time especially, was very much a man's industry, right, and still is somewhat, but my dad was always a firm believer in, if you put your mind to it, you can do it. It doesn't matter. If that's what you want to do, you're capable of doing it. And so I just kind of took it from there, worked my way up, and here I am. So.
And I want to give a shout out. I believe you went to UT Martin to college. Correct. Is that correct? Yeah. Right. So let's give a shout out to them out there.
Right.
What would you say is the hardest part of your job today?
The hardest part of my job is probably trying to allocate my time wisely. Trying to make sure that I don't spend too much time in one area. Anybody's going to have favorite areas and parts of their job. So just making sure that I try to equalize that time and put it to where it's the best use for me, for the company, for our employees and our customers. And that's probably the hardest, just trying to make sure that I do that well.
What's the easiest part of your job?
The easiest part of my job is probably dealing with the people. I'm a people person. With us being a smaller company, a family-owned company, our employees are family to me. We're family. And so that's probably the easiest part, just getting to spend the time with people that I get to every day.
Right, right. We had talked, you had mentioned earlier that most of your customers are outside the Carroll County area. So how does Old Hickory contribute to the local economies? Besides jobs, how do you guys contribute to the local economies?
Besides jobs, we try to always support and buy locally when we can. We try to, any of our truck parts, our fuel, we try to support our local restaurants, our parts stores, tires, anything that we're purchasing, we try to do as much of it locally as we possibly can.
And also taxes, your taxes go back to the local economy.
Our taxes go back. We pay severance taxes into the road. I know a lot of times the clay companies get a bad rap. The people see just our clay trucks hauling up and down the highways and know that they're heavy, they're loaded. Do we tear roads up during the winter when it's cold and bad? Yes. But we pay a severance tax. So for every ton of clay that runs across the roads, we pay in a certain amount per ton to go back for the repair and upkeep of those highways.
And that's a good thing for most people that don't realize that or have never had any connection with trucking transportation at all. Anytime trucks are on the road, the companies are paying taxes on that. Not only their income tax, but other taxes are involved to go back into the infrastructure and to rebuild the roads and to keep the maintenance going. So the companies are paying out that. Let's talk about what advice I know a lot of girls, I'm big on girls going into business and in STEM. What would be your advice to any young girls in high school or college that are looking for a business degree or looking to go into business management of any kind?
My advice was find something that you enjoy, that you're happy with. Don't let a gender business discourage you from going after it if it's something that you have an interest in or can be happy. We spend far too many hours at work for it to be something that you're unhappy with. No job, no career that you select are you going to be happy every minute of every day. But for the most part, get something that you can pour yourself into, that you have an interest in, that you want to learn, but that you just basically can enjoy doing every day. I enjoy my job. I get up most mornings and look forward to going to work. And so, and to do this as long as I have and still be able to say that, then I know that I picked the right career.
So, that really is some great advice there. So the last question for you is, what does the future hold for Old Hickory Clay? Where do you guys go in this next, let's say 5 years or 10 years? Where do you see the clay company going?
I think we have a bright future. We're directly connected with housing industry. We know that's booming right now. There just aren't enough homes to go around. So I don't see our business slacking off. I see us moving forward. We've got good management in place. We have the next generation coming on. So we hope to have good leadership, good management, and a steady, good supply of demand for our product moving forward.
So Cheryl, I just want to say thank you for joining me today, and just sharing all your wisdom. And I never knew exactly what Old Hickory Clay Company was, and so I think that a lot of people, this is a really good spotlight on the industry and on you and your career. And I just want to say thank you for joining me today on this interview.
You're very welcome. I appreciate you having me, Sandy.
Okay, and we're going to. This is it, guys. I just want to say thank you so much for joining me today. Thanks, Cheryl, for joining me today, and a huge thank you to our presenting sponsor, Tri-County Publishing. If you're interested in sponsoring an upcoming interview, then just contact Joel Washburn with Mckenzian Banner, and we will certainly get you set up. So join me again next Thursday for another community spotlight. It may be the same time or not, so just stay tuned to our Facebook page to find out more information. We hope to have some really exciting ones coming up. Not that they haven't been exciting already, but there's some on my hope list. So I'm hoping that we can get those scheduled. And from all of us here at the McKenzie Banner, I'm going to say thank you for joining us, whether it's live or recorded, and have a fantastic rest of the week.